You guys have been asking us for years, can my Mini run Android Auto? While it does support MirrorLink, mirroring the screen of your phone to the car, it doesn't support Google's Android Auto. While Mini still does not have an OEM solution to offering Android Auto, a company called BimmerTech has a box called an MMI box. And they've sent that to us today, as this box is supposed to give us Android Auto for this car. And not only that, it can also give us Netflix, streaming services, and really any HDMI compatible device will now work on the infotainment screen in your Mini. So in this video, we are going to show you how to install this device. We're going to show you Android Auto, and finally we're going to show you all the features that this device can do for you. If you want this device, make sure that you click the link in the description, as well as if you use the link and you spend above $500 in the store, you'll get a toolkit for helping you with the upgrade. If you haven't yet, please make sure that you like, subscribe, as it really helps us out. My name is Ethan, and welcome to Car Creations. Alright, so let's take a look at what's in the box. First of all, we have the MMI box itself. On this box, we have the power, the antenna, the USB, LCD out, LCD in, and turn around to the back, we have the switches, which are their configuration, so don't touch that, and then the HDMI port, so then you can plug in things like your computer or a switch or whatever. We'll play around with that later. And then we have such things as a Wi-Fi antenna, so you can get wireless Android Auto and CarPlay if you want it. And then we have a ENET cable, HDMI extension, head unit to screen intercepting cable. Next we have the USB as well as backup camera connector. And finally we have the quad lock interceptor cable right here, as well as the power. So, without any further ado, let's get my car into the shop here, and then we can take off the screen, install this onto the car, connect it all back up, and get it tested. First things first, we just have to disconnect the battery. Whenever you're doing something with the car, best practice is to disconnect the battery. So pop the hood, or pop the bonnet if you're from across the pond, and then what you're just gonna have to do is remove the little cover that covers the battery, disconnect one of the terminals of the battery, and then you can start working on the interior. There we go. The car has now been disconnected from the battery, and so we can go about work on the interior without frying any modules. Let's get started here. Oh, it's hot out here today. This will differ a little bit depending on if you have a LCI 2 or if you have a pre-LCI car. Now, on my car here, I have an LCI 2 interior, even though it is a pre-LCI car. To get this radio off, all you have to do is, there you go. And then these panels come right off. Same on this side. Panels come off, and then all you have to do after that is take out the two push pins down here. So take out the two clips from down there, and then you want to go up here and you want to remove this top speaker if you have a speaker, or a vent if you just have a vent. There you go, super easy. To get the surround off, all you have to do is take a trim remover tool and just pop in the top, and this can slide up, and then it will slide right off. So I just took this ring off to show you how to get to the screws that some cars have right here, right here. Hopefully that's helpful for you if you do have them. So if you're having trouble taking it off this screen, check that. And then what you want to do is get way back there, and there's a little tab, and you want to push the tab down. And you can just kind of feel it out. There we go. Gracious, that was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. So once you get this out, you can kind of lay it down. Disconnect this purple cable right here. Squeeze this bit in right here, and then wiggle back and forth until it comes out. And you just pull this on pinch these on either side right here. And then this one over here is easy. You just pinch the top. Also, just like that one, pinch the top. I find what you have to do is get this tool right here. And if you poke down right here, it'll come out. There you go. And then the screen comes right off. So right here is the head unit, and we're just gonna have to take it out. So this has two screws, a T10 right here and a T10 right here. So we're just gonna pop those out. Disconnect the quad lock that we see right here. So to do that, pull it up. There you go. Now, just a little pointer. In your car, if you have a digital cluster, you'll have a MOS cable that plugs into this top right side right here. So what you'll wanna do is take out that cable for now, and we'll reinsert it later. So our first step is to take the piggyback for the quad lock, and we are going to plug the one side over here, push it in as far as it can, lock it into place, and it should be as tight as what you see here. Next step is to lock the other side of the cable back into your head unit. Alright, now this is what we saved this MOS cable for. We're going to take that and we're going to plug it back into where it was before in the head unit. So in the back of this quad lock. So now what we have here is the cable that we can now use to plug and power the MMI box. So the next step is to prepare our MMI box for insertion into the car. So we're gonna first of all attach the Wi-Fi antenna onto it. So that goes right here. Next step is the HDMI port. Next we're gonna take this LCD cable and we are gonna plug it into the LCD out port right here. So next we're gonna take my old pink LCD cable and we're gonna plug it into LCD in. Then we can take our other LCD cable and we're gonna plug the cable right into LCD out. Then we take the USB cable and we plug it into USB auxiliary. Finally we can take the cable that we piggybacked off of the quad lock and we can plug that in right here. Perfect. Push this down there as far as possible and we are going to make sure that this USB and HDMI cable kind of come out to the right down there. And this goes quite far down. But the farther down you go, the easier it is gonna be on yourself. And we're just gonna loosely hook up my screen so we can test it. And we are gonna see if it works. There we go, so my screen works. So then all I should have to do is hold down menu, goes to MMI Pro, and there we go. So the way that you interact with this is using the iDrive controller. So make sure you have an iDrive controller. And let's put this all back to normal. And make sure that your cables are pushed back as far as possible, because else it'll be very annoying to get this in. You'll know that it's far enough in if this can go in properly. There we go, all back together. Once it's together, go through and reconnect the battery and you should be all set. Let's go through and take a look at Android Auto. Android Auto for the first time. So first of all, we're gonna turn this on. And then we're just gonna hold menu for a second. And now we just have to connect my phone. All right, so find CarPlay MMI, add it on Bluetooth. Okay, continue, allow, allow, allow if you wanna do anything on your phone, allow, 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 continue. And there we go. We have Android Auto on my Mini Cooper. And it looks pretty good. I love it. Look at that. So you can use your controller to control through it. So if you want to find Waze, there we go. Look at that. Next up, we are going to try some different HDMI devices to see if they work. So I'm just going to plug this into the HDMI down here. And first of all, we are going to try my MacBook. Turning on my car. Oops. Hold down menu. Okay, inputs, HDMI. Well, look at that. As you can see here, it can mirror my Mac, which is very cool, because then what I could do is go over here and play YouTube. So there we go. We can have a video playing on the infotainment system. You can probably play around with it a little bit, but needless to say, I don't think it's terrible. I mean, technically, you could probably play Minecraft. Let's see. So with this system, I am able to play Minecraft on my Mini. And I obviously have my laptop in plugged in, so if you have a laptop, you probably have a screen that's a bit better. But it's still super cool what you can do, and like not jittery, it's just as smooth as it would be on your laptop. And if you had if you simply just wanted a second screen to have some words on or to have an article on while you're working in your car, as a passenger obviously, this would be a really good solution. Thought that feature was super cool, and I'm definitely going to be tempted to use that in the future. We could also have the ability to connect a Apple TV or Chrome device to it. So let's try that. So I can't show you this Apple TV any more than that because my remote is broken. But if my remote wasn't broken, then you could connect to your Apple TV. Music streaming, a TV show going, Netflix, whatever you wanted, and you could just be driving down the road. All right, with that, we have Android Auto installed in our car. And it looks really good, it works really well, and solves an issue that Android owners have with Mini Coopers. Mini did not come with Android Auto, so you're kind of stuck high and dry if you have an Android phone. This MMI device from BimmerTech helps solve this issue, and it also gives you a whole host of other features. If you've liked the video, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and let us know if you have any questions down below in the comments below. But most of all, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see you all in the next one.